This project has been made in collaboration with Ecophone, and you may turn to Ecophone if you have a room which need acoustic improvements. Then you go to this menu. Here you can say that you have a room for education. If you have a classroom, you can go here and see what type of products that you need. They also have a calculator so that you can calculate 3 acoustic parameters. And if you go down here to the footer, you can go to the Ecophone acoustic calculator. And here you can do all your calculations. And the project task is to determine how well Ecophone's recommendations fit large rooms.
We approach the task by calculating the acoustic parameters for selected room types, that with the increasing size. This is of course done in the Ecophone acoustic calculator, as mentioned. The 4 room types we select is hotel and restaurant, entrance and restaurant, as well as school, canteen and sport hall. If we continue here by agreeing to the terms and conditions, we choose in this task to calculate for rectangular rooms. The largest room we have in this case is 80 by 80 by 6. We have concrete on all surfaces, and on wall number 3 we also have 1 door that is wood and an area of 10 square meters. This one's also concrete. The floor we have linoleum on concrete. The same materials is of course used for every calculation. We choose the suspended ceiling that was recommended before. That is Super G and Super G plus a 40 millimeters. This one is 5.5 meters from the front floor. The first calculation we don't have any wall panels, but later calculations we will. And then we choose the recommended wall panel, which type it is and what area it is. We have 20% of each wall, but only 2 of the walls in that case. Now we continue without any wall panel. We choose sparse furnishing. We can here see what the calculation is for a reverberation time. For example, the Sabine calculation gives us 1.02 seconds. We also have the RAC calculation that is developed by Ecophone. This gives quite much larger reverberation time. And the recommendation is below 1 second, so we don't fulfill the recommendation here. We also don't fulfill the recommendation for speech clarity. It should be above 4. But of course the strength is not a problem, because it's a large room.
After the calculation, the values for reverberation, speech clarity and strength are noted. And the calculations are repeated with other volumes, where the floor area still is quadratic. All the values are represented in graphs like these 3, for example, the sport hall. And here we have reverberation time in the sport hall, with and without absorption on the walls. And for the first case here we have this rack, which you can see here. That is with only absorption in the ceiling. And we have rack abs, which is absorption both in the ceiling and on the walls. Then we have Sabine, with only absorption in the ceiling, and the same Sabine formal abs is for absorption both on the ceiling and on the walls. Then we have this German recommendation, which takes into account the volume dependence. The recommendation from Echophone regarding reverberation time in sport hall is 1 second, which is only fulfilled if you calculate it with Sabine. But if you calculate it with RAC, which is Echophone's calculation method, it is not fulfilled. For clarity and for sound strength, we have the same plot, but without the German recommendation, because the German recommendation only took into account reverberation time.
So what is the conclusion? We see that there is a clear volume dependence on each of these parameters. And we see that the recommendation for reverberation time, the Echophone requirement or recommendation is fulfilled with absorption if you calculate by Sabine. But if you calculate with the RAC calculation, it is very hard to fulfill. And the RAC calculation is probably more accurate, since the RAC calculation takes into account that the sound field may not be diffuse for this case. It is also interesting to note that the German recommendation is fulfilled for almost every case. Maybe this recommendation is not does not put very high demands on the absorption. But some volume dependence should probably be corrected for in the recommendations. That is also for the clarity. We see here a volume dependence as well. And the value that was recommended is 4 dB, and it's not fulfilled. It's not even near. The sound strength is not a problem for a large room, as we said before.